Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 12 of our Flight Simulator 2024 career mode. Now today we are operating a regional flight from London Stansted Airport down to Nantes in France. Flight time today is roughly around 2 hours and we'll be operating under the IFR. At the moment we've got a balance of 2.5 million. Our second aircraft is generating passive income, which is great to see, although I'll be honest, I did expect it to be making a little bit more. We've just loaded up all the fuel now of 9,500 credits, and funny, because a couple of months ago 9,500 credits would have been a payout for an entire flight. But here she is today, so let's hop on board and start setting up the aircraft. Okay, and for the last couple of weeks I have been struggling with the autopilot not following the program route, and after reading some of your comments and doing a bit of research myself, I realised it was staring me in the face the whole time. And all I needed to do was flick this little button from localizer 1 to FMC, and just like that, nav mode will now follow the route properly. So thank you everyone who pointed that out. I do feel a bit of an idiot. As usual, in the career mode we don't actually see the boarding process on this aircraft, so we'll skip straight ahead now to engine start and taxi. Our initial altitude is around 15,000 feet, which kind of is the standard the sim gives us for most flights on this aircraft. So let's program that in, and the vertical speed will roughly be around about 2,500 to 3,000 per minute. I know that does sound a bit excessive, but I know the aircraft can handle it, and I do just like to get straight into the cruise as quick as we can. So put that in for 3,000, and seatbelt signs are coming on, as well as all the exterior lighting as well. With that done, let's get our taxi clearance.
Aerospace, Hotel Bravo, Mike Hotel Lima with whiskey, ready to taxi, IFR.
Hart Aerospace Hotel Bravo, Mike Hotel Lima. Taxi to and hold short of runway for using taxiway Alpha Whiskey Juliet Papa Hotel Kilo. Contact tower on 123.805 when ready.
Okay, there we go. Let's acknowledge that back.
Taxi, hold short runway for using taxiway Alpha Whiskey Juliet Papa Hotel Kilo. Hart Aerospace Mike Hotel Lima.
Okay, perfect. So parking brake is released and we'll slowly bring in the power to get moving, and at this point the crew will begin their safety briefing for the passengers shortly. And what are you looking at? So let's get that welcome on board started by our lovely crew in the back. So we're taxiing out to runway 04 today using taxiways Alpha Whiskey, Juliet Papa, Hotel and Kilo. I absolutely love the model of Stansted in this simulator. It's one of the better airports that has been included. I actually attempted to upgrade to the deluxe or the premium versions of the simulator on the PS5 past couple of weeks. But looking at the pricing, it's around about £80 to £120 extra. I mean, I've already forked out £70 for it anyway, and honestly I don't really want to spend that just for a few aircraft that don't really appeal to me and a handful of additional airports. So I'll probably hold off and wait for more scenery to arrive in the marketplace. Let me know in the comments, what airports are you looking forward mostly to seeing? I know myself, I am looking forward to, and I do hope we do get it, the PMDG 737. Also looking for a lovely 757 as well. I know that has been in development now for quite a while, and very jealous of the PC players as well. But let's hope and see what comes in the springtime, summertime, when they did say they were going to update our marketplace over here. Nothing really has a great appeal at the moment. I know there is a Chinook over there, and the only way that you can really get the 787 as well is by upgrading to, is it the Platinum Edition or the Premium version? I can't recall which one it is, but again, paying out £120 just for the sake of one aircraft, yeah, no thank you. I think I could rather pay like £30 to £40 and buy an additional add-on once it's available and kind of hold it out. Okay, so we're approaching the hold short line now, bringing the aircraft to a full stop. And let's request the ATC clearance.
Stansted Tower, Hart Aerospace Hotel, Bravo, Mike Hotel, Lima ready for departure. Runway 4, IFR to Nantes. Hart Aerospace Hotel, Bravo, Mike Hotel, Lima, QNH 1026. Cleared for takeoff, runway 4. Clear for takeoff.
Okay, perfect. So clearance has been granted for takeoff. Lights are coming on as you've seen, and release the parking brake. And let's inform the packs.
Please ensure your seatbelt is fastened tightly.
So spooling up the engines now just to get us onto the runway.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So let's go and throttle up now. Spooling the engines up to around about 80%. I don't like to over torque them. I've lost quite a bit of aviator performance from this. Very misty grey conditions here in Stansted as we went down the runway. Bit of wind pushing us off to the right, but some rudders keep us straight. So positive rate of climb, the gear is going up and we're around about 15 degrees. 500 feet off the floor now, and the autopilot is coming in and on to nav mode. And our cruising altitude 28,000 feet. So let's program that in. And we've now been transferred off to do departure, or centre should I say. And right hand turn coming in now.
London Center, Hart Aerospace Hotel, Bravo, Mike Hotel, Lima. Is at 2,000 climbing flight level 280. Hart Aerospace.
Alrighty, so our cruising altitude was initially set at 28,000 feet, but I've just had a bit of a brainwave, and when I've purchased this aircraft I realised that the maximum cruising altitude is actually 20,000 feet. So the 28,000 feet what we've been given today isn't going to cut it. So what we're going to have to do is go to ATC and let us request a lower cruising altitude, and I think I'm going to go just put in 10,000, so give us a cruising altitude of 18,000. That way it gives us a bit of wiggle room here and there.
Request flight level 180. Hart Aerospace, Mike Hotel, Lima.
Okay, so they've accepted the change and we will reduce the target altitude now. So let's accept that, and there it is on our mission steps all in. So let's reprogram the autopilot now, which helps us a bit more for our cruising altitude. So there is, come on, 18,000 feet. There we go, in and all set. Perfect. So we're not far off 10,000 feet now. The landing lights will be coming off, taxis and the takeoff lights as well. Very, very low cloud here down in London. Grey cloud, there we are, beautiful. I'm now a woman. Oh dear me. Just about to start passing through 10,000 feet now. A bit of winds just rocking that aircraft back and forth. But we will now turn off the landing lights, and not really sure why we're rolling to the right. Autopilot seems to have come off for some reason. Come on, go on. No. And just as I mentioned realism, about passing 10,000 feet, it looks like we're going to have to start hand flying this. Why aren't you working at all? A lovely glitch in FS 2024 again. Yeah, autopilot is completely knackered. So keep the seatbelt signs on just for a moment, and we'll be completing this left hand turn by hand and flying it all the way up to 18,000 by the looks of it. Yeah, mental scenes. Can't really say I've actually had that glitch before. It's kind of one of the new ones that I have had. So we're just off our flight plan just a bit, so we'll bring in the left hand turn. We're flying to DET 25, which is coming up very, very shortly. Yeah, autopilot is still not having it. Everything else kind of seems to be working, but just the main autopilot button itself. Could that be down to a bit of maintenance? It looked like we were all okay on terms of when we went in to manage the aircraft, so a bit stumped as to why that's happened. Maybe it is just a glitch within the sim itself. So small right hand turn to get us back on course. And I was going to try and fly this non-stop all the way to Nantes, but I don't think that is going to be happening anytime soon. Alright, approaching 18,000 feet now, and we can finally settle into the cruise. And there we go. Let's inform the passengers. Seatbelt sign is now coming off.
This is your captain speaking. Today, I'm assisted by co-pilot Jackie Vincent. Welcome aboard flight FCA 2214, inbound to Bougainville. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 17,700 feet and at an airspeed of 200 knots. It's 16:42. On behalf of all crew members, we thank you for flying with us today. So, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Okay, let's skip on ahead to our descent, and we'll rejoin the flight at 6,000 feet as non-controls advise us to expect the ILS Runway 03 approach via the NTS 211 radial 15 DME, and miraculously the autopilot is working again. It's absolutely amazing what a quick reset can do. So let's begin a slow descent and configure the autopilot. So just under 1,000 feet a minute, and the nav mode is going on to align us with the runway. Flick that to nav mode. Navigation mode is on now. Okay, perfect. Let's acknowledge the approach procedure, and we can contact the tower. And we want our altitude, we're going to set it to around about 1,000 feet while we prepare the aircraft. Yeah, just roughly around about 1,000 feet per minute. So landing lights are coming on, and we've been given our runway clearance, which is perfect. Our runway entry procedures. And bring that down just a touch more, because as you can see from our visual aids, we are just slightly high at the moment. but conditions here in France are actually pretty nice today. We're slightly high on the approach, but as you can see, we've just started to correct that now. And visual contact with the airfield is at our 12 o'clock. Nothing to report at the moment. Our flaps are down. And everything is looking beautiful for the time being. So visual aids coming off now. Feel like I don't really need them as the conditions are very nice today. Never flew into Nantes before, but that being said, we know where we're aiming for. We got the runway dead ahead at our 12 o'clock. Conditions are looking very nice today, and just trying to bring this aircraft down ever so gently. I think some more will be needed, so let's have a look. Yep, we're at 900 feet, that's okay. And I'm just trying to visually bring this in and just tune in the autopilot as and when it's really needed. Some small winds keeping us alert. And it's true what they say about if you have a lovely approach into the airport, you'll have an absolutely beautiful landing as well. That will be seen to be said, so everything is going very nice with this approach at the moment. Given our landing clearance now, and the autopilot is coming off at 2000, and we'll hand fly the rest. So we are now manual. Gear is down. We're fully configured for landing. Like I say, we do just have some slight winds, nothing too drastic, just some small inputs is going to be needed as we gently bring this prop aircraft in. Some throttle needed as well, just to kind of stabilise the descent. Keeping our eyes on them PAPI lights, and everything is looking great so far. Aiming for that touchdown zone on the runway, it's dead ahead. Again, them winds just hitting against the fuselage, trying to knock us off course, but some small inputs needed. And everything is looking absolutely beautiful. Just a touch low, but we'll bring that up, and we are still perfect on the PAPI lights. And we are just about to come over the landing lights now. Slowly descending in, and as we go over the thresholds, we will bring the throttle back to idle with a nice gentle flare. Throttle's coming back now, and flaring. Not a bad touchdown at all. Slowing down now, and barely used any runway at all there. I mean, I know we touched down just after the touchdown marker, but I mean absolutely nothing in that whatsoever. So with that being said, our exit is just off to the right hand side and we will vacate here. Flaps are going to be coming in. Slowly turning in now.
Space Mike Hotel Lima. Turn next taxiway. Park Aerospace Mike Hotel Lima. Contact ground on 121.
Okay, and we've been advised to contact ground, so we'll hold short, acknowledge the handoff now while we wait. So just quickly set the parking brake.
Nantes ground. Hart Aerospace Hotel Bravo. Mike Hotel Lima. Taxi to parking.
Park Aerospace Hotel.
Okay, so let's turn the landing lights off, strobe lights off, nav lights can stay on, and we'll acknowledge our parking. It's only a short taxi today, and our stand is not very far at all. So rather than you sitting in on all the whole taxi, we will skip on ahead. Alright, perfect. It's our ground crew is waiting and our taxi stand is just off to our left hand side of the terminal. Last stand on the left. So coming in now, bringing the aircraft in slowly, and we've got a full ground crew. We've got a marshal ahead of stand directing us in and trying to observe his instructions. So ever so slowly, and we'll park up in the zone here. Okay, there we are, full stop. Set the parking brake and let's initiate the shutdown procedures. There we go. Seatbelt signs coming off. And wait for them props to start spinning. There we go. Lovely. And that will be a mission success. There we are in the bag. So let's have a look at our XP for this flight. And like I said, everything was pretty much spot on, apart from our little autopilot fault that we had. Absolutely faultless. I think the only thing that kind of let them down was the passenger satisfaction by 10%. Everything else was pretty much spot on. Maybe that is what the S stands for, spot on. But let us go over to HQ because we need money. Well, we have quite a bit of money, but we need some more. And 395,000 credits earned. Impressive, but honestly, I was kind of expecting a little bit more. I did receive a comment suggesting that these aircraft actually aren't the best money earners at all, and I should look at investing in a Cessna Citation instead. So the question is, should we expand Vista Wings VIP with a Citation? That's something to explore in the next episode. But once again, thank you for tuning in. If you've been watching all the way to this point, please consider dropping a like and subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel grow, and I will see you in the next episode.